What is up, everybody? Resale Renegade here, ResaleRenegade.com. Check out the link in the description below. It links to the website. Lots of cool stuff there. It's Friday, which means it's business book club time. And I'm shooting it on a different camera today because both of my GoPros ran out of battery. I've shot this video twice already. This will be the third time. Let's not run out of battery this time. So I'm going to make it quick because I'm low battery on this camera as well. We're up to page 81 in the 4-hour work week. If you don't know what we're doing a business book club. Basically, we're reading the 4-hour work week. You can get it in the link description below. It's a really good book. We're up to page 81, so you can still catch up. No big deal. This week, this chapter was on elimination. It's the beginning of the elimination phase. And it's the first chapter in that little series of chapters. I think there's a couple chapters in there. But it's all about the difference between effectiveness and efficiency, and how to get rid of the busy work and eliminate all the stuff that you don't need to worry about so that you can focus on the important crap and focus on making the life of your dreams or whatever. Now, if you've been reading along, he calls like these people the new rich or whatever. So this is kind of like talking about how the new rich think about their days and stuff like that. So like the things that, there's a couple pages that I highlighted things on that I really liked. The essence of the chapter is to get rid of your busy work and be effective versus efficient. And by that he means like it's easy to be efficient at crap that doesn't mean anything to your business, that doesn't add to your bottom line, or that doesn't like put you forward towards a goal or something like that. You can be efficient at email and do a bunch of different folders and all kinds of other crap, but that doesn't really do much for you. It's not effective. Whereas effective is something that gets results, right? So for a resale business, effective means getting out there and buying something for a great price, and then turning around and getting it sold for a great price. That's effective. It's the baseline of what really, like, it's like the lifeblood of your business, right? Or your life, or whatever you want to apply it to. Whereas like efficient just means to do something well in a timely manner, or in the most economical sense, or whatever. And efficiency is important, but effectiveness is more important. Bonus points if you can be effective and efficient. So that's kind of the essence of the chapter. That's kind of what it is all about. He talks a lot about the 80-20 rule, like the Pareto law, and how it applies to business and life and all the other stuff like that, and how if you're not familiar with it, you're probably living under a rock. But the 80-20 rule is basically that 20% of any given thing is responsible for 80% of the results. So if that's like in your business, 20% of your products, like if you're doing Amazon FBA, for instance, I'll relate it to that, and you're doing wholesale and you're selling multiples. So these are a lot of assumptions, but 20% of your items are probably making up for 80% of your sales. Just like anything, like for instance, Nike has a bunch of different types of shoes, but the running shoes are the highest sellers. I don't know if that's statistically accurate or not, but like that would be their 20% versus the 80%. So he talks about how that applies in life, how it applies in business, and how you can apply it to your business. And I've actually got an idea on that. But anyways, I want to go over some stuff that I highlighted in the book, because there was a couple pages that there were like some statements that kind of spoke to me, and so I want to talk about those for a second. First one's on page 68. It's the top two sentences. Doing something unimportant well does not make it important, and requiring a lot of time does not make a task important. What you do is infinitely more important than how you do it. And that's kind of really, I mean, that really boils down the whole chapter. But I thought it was kind of pertinent. It was kind of good, you know, and so I highlighted that. The next thing I highlighted was on page 70. There's a statement in here that says, working every hour from 9 to 5 isn't the goal. It's simply the structure that most people use, whether it's necessary or not. And it kind of puts into perspective, like, that's true. It's just, everybody has a 9 to 5, which I don't know how it became an 8 to 5 from a 9 to 5, but whatever. Everybody kind of works those hours, and that's just what is socially acceptable. And so you just kind of conform to that, and it doesn't necessarily have to be how it is. The next thing that I highlighted was on page 75. Identify the few critical tasks that contribute most to income and schedule them very short and clear deadlines. And the reason why he's talking about that is because he uses an example of like when he was writing a paper. He had a couple weeks to do it or something like that, and something fell through, and in the last 24 hours he had to write this 30-page paper, and it came out great. And he talks about how the longer you give yourself in a deadline, the bigger the task becomes, and you start focusing on all the minutia, all the other stuff involved, instead of just the core basics that would get the job done and be the most effective that it could be. So if you set short deadlines, wow, say that 3 times fast. Blech. If you set short deadlines for yourself, you focus on the stuff that just really matters and not all the other crap, and you get more done, and you're more effective in it, and you probably earn more money doing it. So I really kind of like that mentality, if you will. And then the other thing that I liked was, I highlighted on page 81 a little exercise that he does in the back of the chapter. Stop back and forth and make a decision. So there's like an action step or whatever. It's called learn to propose. Stop asking for opinions and start proposing solutions. So like when somebody says, I don't know, what do you want to do tonight? Instead of saying, I don't know, what do you feel like doing? You say, I propose we do this. And you just make a decision, and you don't let the back and forth happen. And I kind of like that about this book. At the end of the chapter, he gives you an exercise like that. And I haven't really talked about them a whole lot, but they're actually they're fun exercises. There's one exercise where you have to stare at people until they look away first. It's really uncomfortable, but it's kind of fun. And then there's questions and stuff like that that just get you in the mindset of, if you had to do just the basic essentials that would be the most bang for your buck, what would you do? And if you think about that in your business, I'm sure that you're probably doing some stuff that isn't the most effective use of your time. You might be doing it efficiently, but it might not be adding to your bottom line. So it's just some things to think about. Because I like this chapter. It was a good chapter. Like I said, we're up to page 81. Next week we'll go on. Probably just a chapter at a time. I'm actually starting to get pretty busy. So, chapter at a time, every Friday we'll come back to the 4-hour work week until the book's done, then we'll decide on a different book. If you'd like to read along, if you don't have the book yet, link is in the description below, or go find it at a thrift store or a bookstore or whatever, and follow along. Let me know what you think about the chapter if you've read it. Bonus points if you leave me a video response. Otherwise, just leave a comment in the section below. I appreciate you guys watching. If you liked the video, please like, favorite, comment, and subscribe. I will see you guys next week. I'll see you guys on Monday. And then also again on Friday. So there's that. And maybe even one time in between. I'll see you guys next week.